Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning from May 9th to the 15th and I'm using this kit from Pink Diamond Planner Co. I am so sorry. I looked up the name and I already forgot, but it's one of her mystery kits. She sells overstock of mystery kits, which I really like because I used to subscribe to mystery subscriptions like years and years and years ago, and I just got so many kits that I thought were not worth the money and were almost like put into the mystery kit lineup just to like trick people into getting it. I don't know. Whatever. That's beside the point. This is a mystery kit. That's all that matters. And it's a movie themed kit, and I'm a sucker for movie themed kits, so I definitely had to pick it up. But anyway, if she still has this kit in stock, you can get it still, even though it was a mystery kit, which was my whole point. This week was a very, very, very bad mental health day, and I had a lot of issues with my roommate, and I don't really want to throw her under the bus, so I'll probably be really vague about a lot of stuff, and I will totally own up to the fact that so I can't stand confrontation, and that just makes me an incredibly passive aggressive person. I should have spoken up more about what was bothering me, but instead I just decided to be angry. But I really couldn't help it this week just because I was really depressed and anxious, and then so adding other things to the pile just wasn't going to be an option for me this week. So yeah, this week was sort of a shit show, but I'll try to explain as much as I can without putting other people's stuff out there. But anyway, one thing about this kit that I did not love was, and I think this is a thing with all Pink Diamond Planner Co. kits that I personally need to keep in mind, because this isn't an issue with the kit, it's a personal thing. The deco that comes with this kit is tiny, and so it really doesn't fill out the top of the spread if that's your style, because I know a lot of people put their deco up top, so that's just something to think about. But it's really not that big of a deal, and I still think it looks cute with just a couple pieces scattered at the top, so it's fine. But I guess that's the only real issue I have with these kits. Other than that, I think they're great, and I also love that she adds these little square boxes, but they're not too big. I can't remember the shop that has the squares, but they're slightly too big to use. But anyway, so whatever. I ended up loving how this spread came out. The colors are a little bit muted for my taste, but still very pretty. But anyway, moving on to the day by day, the first thing I marked on Monday using one of the squares I was talking about, and this one's More with Love, Dead Munchkin, was I felt so sick, so I slept in just because I felt really, really nauseous, with an appointment label. And this Acne Munchkin, I marked, why do I have a huge patch of zits? Probably for the past year, I've been having a lot of breakouts in, I guess, the hormonal section. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I had just tons of little zits all over my chin, which is very unusual for me. Well, now it's common. Now I have them all the time, but yeah, so I wanted to mark that with a little thing. And this ice cream deco I had left over, I marked that. My boyfriend and I got buy one, get one free Dairy Queen Blizzards with a little thing. And this Olive Studio workout sticker, I marked that I worked out my legs this day with an appointment label. And this Cursing Munchkin, I marked that I was frustrated with roommate things. And then the last thing on Monday with a squared off box and this Barfing Munchkin, I marked that I actually worked twice this day, but I only marked it once just for spatial reasons. But I marked that I had more work, and I worked until I was too sick and I had to stop. Again, I was just getting really nauseous. I originally thought it was my contacts and that I needed a new prescription, but my prescription hasn't changed. So anyway, now in retrospect, I'm almost positive it was the anti-anxiety meds I was on, because I was just getting so sick all the time. Doing a puzzle or working, I would just feel like I was getting motion sick. Moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I marked with a little computer from the kit, and a little thing I marked that I worked, excuse me, with a fancy label, and this box from Sticky Perks. I marked that I walked to the post office to mail a package for Joe with a squared off box and this pumpkin paper Kotera planning. I believe this was from a variety sheet, and I have been saving this sticker forever, and I finally decided to use it. But I marked that I filmed a plan with me with a little thing and this Coffee Monsters Co. emoji driving annoyed. I marked that an asshole ran a stop sign, and oh, this like ruined my day. This is a big reason why I want to move. I talk about moving all the time. Someday I'll move, but I hate driving just because like you will encounter an asshole. And I remember this day, it was a 4-way stop and it was my turn to go. And this asshole ran the red light, so I almost hit him. So then after that, he slowed down, pulled up next to me, lowered his window, and yelled that I was a fucking bitch for him running the red light. I hate Philadelphia. Moving on with a little thing, and I'm not sure where I got this little gift box. It might be from like a freebie or something or a variety sheet, but I marked that I went to Target to get a gift for a birthday party I was going to. That was the whole reason I left my apartment, with an appointment label and this, I don't know where this is from. Maybe like I'm not sure. This is just left over from a kit, but I marked that I did Joe's dishes for him just because he was like feeling really overwhelmed and he hates doing dishes. So that's something I can easily do for him. With a little thing and a pile of books from Planting Roses, I marked that I read, and that was it for Tuesday. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I marked with the little thing and this Planting Roses car was that I had to get up and move my car because it was in a loading zone and those eventually expire in the morning. With a little thing and a money icon from a multicolored sheet, I marked that I worked. With a little thing and an Olive Studio sticker, I marked that I did an upper body workout this day. With a little thing and a TV from the kit, I marked that I watched the movie Devil's Advocate, and I can't remember if it was good or not, but I don't think I didn't like it, if that makes sense. But I don't remember if I like really liked it and if it's worth watching, but I watched it. With a work sticker and this leftover vacuum from, I think, a monthly kit, I marked that I vacuumed. With one of these squares and a Sticky Perks Chipotle sticker. I can't remember because the voiceover is faster than I'm planning, but I'm pretty sure I swapped this sticker out when I finally found my Chipotle stickers. I couldn't find them at first, but I marked that I walked to Chipotle. With a little thing and this Happy Munchkin head from a freebie, I marked that the girl gave it to me for free, and I was so excited. I had a buy one, get one free coupon, and she told me, she was like, I don't feel like putting it in, just take it. So she gave me both for free. And I have had such bad luck at Chipotle's in Philadelphia. I used to go to Chipotle once a week, and now I don't go very often just because it's always a terrible experience. So this was great. With an appointment label and this Munchkin watching TV, I marked that we watched SNL, and that was the last thing for Wednesday. Moving on to Thursday, the first thing I marked with a fancy label and this Munchkin on their phone in bed, I marked that I woke up to a bunch of just annoying emails and text messages that I didn't feel like dealing with when I'm like half asleep. With a square and this Stick with the Plan Co. painting sticker, I didn't paint, but I marked that I made a birthday card for the little girl. I used to nanny her, and I got invited to her birthday party, so I made her a birthday card. With a little thing and this cursing Tara, I marked that I was just sick of getting tonsil stones. I have always had like issues with like postnasal drip and throat stuff, but I've never had tonsil stones until I got sick this spring, and they just started developing, and they were like really painful at first for some reason. And I also have a very strong gag reflex, so getting them out is really hard for me, like really hard. I almost throw up each time. TMI, sorry. With a little thing and this emoji running, I marked that I ran. With a squared off box and these leftover balloons from a kit, I don't remember which one. Actually, might have been a Shop Tisca Hearts kit. I marked that it was time for the birthday party, and Joe came with me. With a fancy label and a slice of pizza from Once More With Love, I marked that they had pizza, and it was pretty good, so that was cool. With a squared off box and this emoji that I've had forever off a freebie of sadness, I marked that I was just feeling lots of things. Again, just like very depressed, very anxious, and then I made a mistake because I figured since we were going to be like 2 minutes from a Target, I might as well pick up litter. And I just decided to do it for like store pickup. So that way I would just have to walk in and walk directly to the desk and like not have to go around the whole store. But there are 2 Targets on this highway, both about like 3 minutes apart. And they're both named the exact same thing. It's like, I don't remember the names, but it's basically like Baltimore Pike East, Baltimore Pike West. And I even looked it up in Google Maps. I don't know how I ordered it from the wrong location, but I did. Anyway, so I like was feeling like an idiot on top of everything. And it wasn't even a big deal. I just canceled the order and walked into the store and bought litter. Like, not a big deal at all. But anyway, with a little thing and these shopping bags from the kit, I marked that I got the wrong litter. Or, I'm sorry, went to the wrong Target. With a little thing and this sad emoji, I marked that I felt like I couldn't do anything right, like I just said. And the final thing on Thursday, with a little thing and a TV from the kit, I marked that we watched Ozark. Moving on to Friday, the first thing I marked with an appointment label and my very last Jason, I need to order more. I marked that it was Friday the 13th, which used to get me excited, but as I get older, I don't care about anything anymore, so, you know. Just throwing that out there. But I decided to mark it in my planner, at least like the one festive thing in my life. With a squared off box and the stick with the Planco girl under a rain cloud, I marked that I was really, 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 really upset about the state of my apartment. The one thing I will say is like I had voiced that for the past couple weeks. So yeah, under that with a little thing and this Fight Me Munchkin, I marked that, I got so mad. I think I talked about this on Instagram, so I'll try to keep it short, but the fire safety people were coming to make sure that all of the fire extinguishers were filled and not expired. And number one, they were early. And number two, they tried to just open my door with a key without knocking. And I was so angry. And they knew it when I answered the door. Like, the woman tried to, like, smile and be like, oh, I thought I had the key. And I just stared at her. And she's like, you knew we were coming, right? And I was like, yes. And I just looked so pissed. So they knew I was mad because then when the guy came to bring the new fire extinguisher, even though my door was cracked open, he still knocked and like was trying to be very nice before he came in because they could tell I was pissed that they just tried to open my door without knocking first. Like, unreal. Hated it. Then with a squared off box and this crying munchkin being comforted by another munchkin, I marked that I cried on the phone to Joe just because at that point I was so overwhelmed. Just like the fact that my apartment was a mess and that I had like was feeling like I wasn't, I don't know, I'm not going to get into it. But then on top of that, the like people just barging into my apartment and then like life, I had a total mental breakdown. I needed to talk to somebody. With a square and this cleaning emoji, I marked that I rage cleaned for hours. I was so pissed off and I kept on finding like new messes that I did not make, but I just kept cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. And I was just getting angrier and angrier and angrier because everything was so filthy. And I was just like, yeah. Anyway, moving on with a little thing and these Carly Plans weights, I marked that I worked out. With a little thing and another breakout munchkin, I marked that the breakout was like so painful. Yeah, it was not fun. I'm sure a lot of people know what I'm talking about, but like moving my face, it hurt. It was just in such a bad spot. With a little thing and a Paper Shire sandwich sticker, I marked that once again, we went to Bishop's Collar. My roommate's little sister was visiting us this weekend, and so we all walked and got food. Then with a little thing and this emoji holding, it's like the old school Instagram icon, but I marked that to mark, or I used that to mark that we went like walking around and sightseeing, like we took her to the museum and the Rocky statue and all that. With a little thing and these munchkins playing at Monopoly, I marked that we played Clue, and that was it for Friday. Moving on to Saturday, the first thing I marked with a squared off box and this sad emoji under a rain cloud, I marked that I was feeling really down. With a little thing and this planning munchkin, I marked that I planned off camera. I'm actually sort of bummed that I didn't film it because I thought the kit came out really well, and it was a slightly, not very, but like a slightly different setup from my normal weeks. But yeah, I wanted to plan, but I just did not feel like setting up. Like, I just wanted to be comfortable with a little thing. And this makeup bag, I marked that I got ready, and this is just leftover deco from some kit. With a little thing and these emojis out to dinner, I marked that we went to Pietro's, which is an Italian place, and I felt bad. My roommate wanted me to like pick the restaurant, and I really like Pietro's, but she seemed underwhelmed. So I was again feeling like an absolute failure, and I hate planning things in general. So yeah, that made me feel like shit. Then with a half box and this confused munchkin, I marked that we did an escape room, which was really fun. It was like an outer space theme, and the room was so elaborate. Like, at one point you get into a spaceship, which is like a second room, and the spaceship door like opens all cool. It was very extra, but fantastic. And we did get out, so that was cool. With this might just be a piece of washi, and this Stellabo Sticker Co. Xbox controller, I marked that we played games. We mostly played Jackbox games. And then the final thing on Saturday with a little thing on this crying munchkin was that I just sort of like cried myself to sleep. Yeah, I was just feeling like I would always be a loser and my life would always suck, and I would never, I don't know. I just was staring at my ceiling crying. It was not a good week. Finally, moving on to Sunday, the first thing I marked with a little thing and this bagel sticker from, I think, Once More with Love, I marked that I had a bagel. Then with a piece of washi and this baby taking a shit, oh my God. Yeah, there was no saving this week. I marked that I stepped in shit. Yeah, one of the cats must have had a turd stuck to their ass, and it was in the kitchen, and I had just put on fresh socks and stepped in it. And then what really set me over the edge was my roommate realizing that I was upset. She tried to clean it, and then she went to throw it in the trash, and I like basically yelled at her because you cannot throw shit in the trash. You have to either take it outside or flush it. Like, anyway, so I was going to go to Center City with my roommate and her little sister, but I was like, I knew I would have ruined it for them because I was so angry and just like, yeah. So I decided to stay home and let them actually like enjoy their time together instead of having me there ruining it. Then after that, my boyfriend ended up calling me, or I called him, I don't know, and he asked if I would want to go with him to help his friend move, who had just gone through a really bad breakup, and I was like, that sounds like the perfect distraction, so I went with him to her place, and I helped her move. I used a half box and this moving munchkin to mark that. With a little thing and this munchkin eating pizza, I marked that she had pizza for us, and I loved it. So that was something good this week. The pizza was great. With a squared off box and these 3 olives, just being friends, I marked that hanging out with new people felt really good. Like, just being around people who don't have their shit together and aren't all married and like own houses and like have a fucking dog and child. Like, I'm so sick of hanging out with like, that sounds really mean. I love those people in my life who like have their lives together, but when your life is crumbling around you, you don't really want to be around people who have perfect jobs and houses and new cars and like, you know what I mean? I want to be around other people who are a total mess. Like, that's my group. So this actually like really boosted my spirits, so I'm glad I went. And then the final thing, not to say that they're all messes. I don't know how to say it nicely, but you guys know what I mean. Anyway, final thing for Sunday, with a fancy label and a Carly Plans TV, I marked that we watched Ozark. So yeah, that's everything for this week. I don't know. It was a tough week, and like, it's been so long now because it's currently October 11th, but yeah, like, God, this was such a bad week. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you stayed all the way till the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.